So you're thinking about coming to the Lakewood Ranch area to make a purchase on a home. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the ways to structure your purchase, whether you're doing financing or cash. So if that's of interest, stick around. I have all the information coming right up.
Which looks better, 1 or 2? 2 or 3? 3 or 4? 4 or 5? For a complete checkup, see your local realtor.
Hello, it's Boehmig with Michael Saunders and Company. And in this channel, Living in Lakewood Ranch, we cover all the areas from Anna Maria Island down to Siesta Key and from Sarasota up to Bradenton. So if you get value out of these videos, just click that little subscribe button and ding the little bell every time I put on a new video. You'll be notified. So today I want to talk about structuring an offer for making a purchase here in our area. Typically, the best offers come with a cash purchase. And when people think about doing cash, they think about, wow, I'm not going to be able to take advantage of the 3% interest rates that we have going on now. So what they do is they structure a cash offer and then they turn around and get financing. So even if they get to the closing table and their financing isn't in order, they still have to bring cash to the closing, which is totally fine. But then we have people that have to make a finance offer because they don't have cash to come to the closing table to make a large purchase. Well, in a transaction that just finished up with me for today, we had a client that his relative worked at one of the big banks, and he said, hey, I can get a great rate at this big bank. Now, it doesn't really matter who the big banks are, whether they're Bank of America or SunTrust or Truist or Chase or Wells Fargo. They all have the same attitude, and that is, well, we'll quote you a rate, but we're not really interested in getting you to the closing table efficiently. Well, that might not be what they say, but that's how I feel that they take the transaction. So what we recommend is get a mortgage company. A mortgage company is dedicated to doing mortgages. That's all they do. Every day they do mortgages. Banks, they do a lot of different things, so they don't really specialize in the mortgages. So long story short, on this particular client, a couple of days before closing, they said, oh, we haven't had time to review your flood insurance, and we have to have 3 days to review that. Well, they had actually had it for about 4 days, so they had plenty of time to review it, but that was the excuse they made, so we had to get an extension to the closing. Now, you have to be very careful about getting an extension on a closing, because sometimes what if the seller says, no, we're going to close on this day? The escrow deposit can be at risk, and this client was at risk of losing their escrow deposit if the seller wasn't willing to extend the closing because we had already gotten a clear to close from the bank. So they were gracious enough to give us an extension of 2 days. Well, 2 days comes and the bank is still not ready to close, and the seller is livid, calling the title company saying, why is this happening? Don't we have a right to cancel? And yes, they did have a right to cancel. Well, we finally got it to the closing table at the very last day. It was very stressful, and it was not a pleasant experience for the seller or for the buyer or for the agents that were involved. So what I would do is I would encourage you to explore your options of using mortgage companies rather than the big banks when it comes time to getting your loan approval for a purchase here. If you found this video helpful, just click that little subscribe button and ding the little bell. And I get calls every day from people just like you watching my channel on YouTube about living here in Lakewood Ranch. And if I can help you, I'd be more than happy to. I'll put my contact information here so that you can feel free to reach out and connect. Boehmig, Michael Saunders and Company.